Hey everybody, Bill Flipper here, and I'd like to give everyone a happy World Wombat Day. You can look it up, that's a real thing. So, we're going to talk about the task at hand, the topic at hand, and it is Amazon refund services. If you are a seller on Amazon, you need one of these. I put it off for far too long, and you definitely need to get one. There are many out there. I think there's a seller locker. I'm currently using Seller Bench, and I kind of wanted to give a review of it. I was recommended that I use Get Ida, and I want to give my experience with this, and it was horrible. So I used Get Ida. I filled everything out, and a lot of people like them. A lot of people have great stories with them, but I had a horrible experience. So I did all the onboarding. They give you a phone call. They kind of explain everything to you, and it said everything was connected. So about a month goes by. They didn't file any cases. 2 months go by. They didn't file any cases. About once a month, I'd open up and say, "Hey, you guys aren't filing any cases. Kind of what's going on here? Is everything connected right?" Yeah. Sometimes there's a little delay before we start filing the cases. So after I think 3 months, is 2.5, 3 months, I open it up and I say, "What is going on here? What's here? Is this account?" So again, each time I ask, "Is the account set up correctly?" And they say yes. And finally, someone says, "No, it's not." And everything was set up on my end correctly. They must have had a problem with Amazon. Something was going on there. It sounds like it affected a lot of people. That's what I kind of got in the email. So they said I had to go back in and do some of the permissions. So I went back through and did it, and it still wasn't working. Their customer service, they were trying to be helpful. And I said, "Listen, if you guys can't get this straight, I'm moving on to a different service. This is pretty ridiculous that it wasn't connected right for 2.5 months. And every time I asked about it, you guys told me it was, and cases would be filed shortly. Because many times, like I said, these are legitimate, of course, cases. Amazon has millions upon millions of items, and they lose stuff. Refunds aren't given. There's so much stuff going on. Things fall through the cracks. They miscount. You send in 10, they count 9. And as long as you have invoices for the 10, they repay you. So Get Ida, they basically said, "We're going to connect this. Don't you worry. You might have to send another email, an invite." So if you don't understand how they work, you connect to it. They can look at all your cases. They can file cases on your behalf. And you give them some permissions to do that and some permissions to look at your shipments, things like that. And then I wait a day or two. I log back in. I have no account. They send out an email. "We've deleted your account." And like I said, I believe this was affected by others the way I read the email. "We've deleted your account, and you're going to need to redo everything. You're going to need to redo everything, connect the account all over." And I told the guy, I said, "Listen, if I'm moving on to a new software, this is just ridiculous. This is completely ridiculous customer service." So I went and got Seller Bench, and they are connected to Tactical Arbitrage, Scout IQ. So they're like an umbrella company that has tons and tons of Amazon and e-commerce applications, I guess, apps, softwares, whatever you want to call them. And so I did that, and it took about 2 days. Within a week, they've gotten me $900. So I'm very, very happy with them. Like I said, there's a link down below. Again, this is my personal experience with GetIda. Some people are very happy with it, but I just thought this was beyond ridiculous that they gave me the runaround for 2.5 months because clearly the account was not linked. It was clearly on their end or on Amazon's end somehow. And the fact that I had opened multiple complaints and said, "Hey, is everything right?" And they said it was. I mean, it looks to me like it was always improperly connected or something, even though it did have all my shipments and stuff in there. So again, I'm still not really sure what happened. But they admitted it was basically on their end. And like I said, then they just deleted my account, sent out like a basic email saying I had to do all this all over again, send the invites, manage the permissions. I said, like, I mean, this is a fool me once type of situation. I'm not going to go back and deal with you guys again. This is ridiculous. So Seller Bench has been very, very good. They got me, like I said, a grand in like a week. And if you think about that, like I said, for any sellers, especially I'm a relatively small seller compared to many people, how much stuff I have lost because, like I said, it falls through the cracks. And when you send 50 pairs of shoes in, it's very easy. If they lose one pair, it is pretty darn hard to notice, especially if you're sending 50 in this week, 50 in next week, 50 in the week after. It's very hard to notice. And this was able to, like I said, I'm sitting there one day and it was a beautiful feeling. I get like 30 emails and they were all refunds from Amazon. It was all, we admit we lost this. And I'm thinking, what the heck's going on? And it was after, and that was all Seller Bench. So I'm very, very happy with their service. And again, what all these softwares do. And I know they have different fee structure, and Seller Bench might be more than GetIda, but they take a portion of the money. So if they get zero for you, you don't pay them anything. If they get $100, they might take 20-30%. But in the same way, it is all but what I mean. It's not free money, but it's money that you probably wouldn't have gotten yourself. And so I'm going to go through them and go through all my shipments too, because I've noticed it it was truly eye-opening to how many things get lost. And another thing, and this is another example of the craziness. So I've had over the years many times items from a year or two before show up in my inventory. So they were clearly lost. I don't know if they fell behind a pallet. I don't know what exactly happened, and then they're found. So I'd sold this, let's say, in the summer of 2021, and then a few days, into 2023, it just goes live. So it was clearly that was lost, and it kind of shows like I didn't even notice that was missing, let alone, um, it's serious money out of your pocket. Like some of the things that they had lost when I was going through the emails I was getting, these were pairs of like expensive Nike shoes, and now you're dealing with 60-90 bucks. It doesn't take much. Like I said, I was missing $900. They got me in refunds. I mean, that's a big chunk of change. So if you don't use Seller Bench, I recommend Seller Bench. I've been very happy with it. No matter what, get one. They don't cost anything. Like I said, they get the money they recover, and I guess at the end of the month they take a portion, so you have to give them a credit card, and they charge it then. So I've been very happy with them. Like I said, if you don't pick them, definitely get one because you need it. They owe you the money, and it's very unlikely that they're gonna that you'll be able to find it on your own. If you can do these, I noticed a lot of things. I believe is it sounds like when Amazon gets a return, some of these things were either not going back in my inventory or they were not reimbursing me for it. It looked like some of those were the things I've heard of people having issues with that. And it would be a complete pain in the butt to go through every single return, see if it was returned to your inventory, see if you were reimbursed for it, if that exactly how it went. So I just don't have the time for that. I'm happy to pay whatever portion Seller Bench takes. Totally cool with it. They're a legit, company. I've been very happy with them. So if you if you got value and you need a refund software, there's an affiliate link down below. If not, go ahead, find one on your own. I'm very happy. I hope it works great. And if you're using somebody else, like I said, GetIda did come highly recommended. So some people were, but with that type of customer service where you're not even letting me know for 2.5 months the account's not set up properly, that I just found that I'm not going to do business with a company that does that, because clearly if that's how they're going to treat their customers, and their attention to detail is telling you your account's set up and it's not, like I said, I felt like I didn't want to go start my account all over again, and then 2.5 months later find out it wasn't set up correctly. I'm just not going to do business that way. So I hope everyone has a wonderful Wombat Day and a wonderful rest of your weekend. And we're in the middle of Q4, so yeah, we're kind of in the middle of Q4, but I've been really, really bumping it up. There's been a lot of great sales going on. So please keep hustling and have a great day. See ya.